No inspired thinker. I am thinking a lot about the concepts of imposter syndrome and cultivating confidence, which can be kind of two sides of the same coin. And I just wanted to talk about that in the video today to ask you if you're noticing feelings of imposter syndrome or struggling with your confidence. What I have learned and continue to practice, I struggle with imposter syndrome in the leadership space. I have that dissonance of who am I to teach leadership? Like, I'm not having a good leadership day. I don't think I'm that effective as a leader. I have those niggly thoughts all the time. And what Dare to Lead taught me is that we all have shame as part of our human emotion. It makes us human. And our shame feeds stories that we're not good enough, we're not deserving of that, we don't belong here. That is our shame stories talking to us. So when I think about imposter syndrome and when that shows up for me, I think, and then I connect it back to shame. And I think, oh, it's my shame gremlins talking to me. And they're trying to keep me safe and they're trying to keep me sort of in my comfort zone in those moments when I'm stretching or growing, showing up as a leader. And I just want to offer to you that if you have that experience, it is a normal and well documented human experience. So there's nothing wrong with you. I want you to hear that. There's nothing wrong with you if you're having that experience. If you feel like, oh, I've got this new role and someone's going to find out that I'm actually not ready for this role. That's just your worthiness gremlin, knocking at the door. And so I wanted to just normalize this idea of imposter syndrome to let you know that we all are navigating our shame gremlins. It's part of the human experience. And that there are ways to navigate that. And in a coaching conversation I had today, my coachee offered the idea of like there's prescription, there's different prescriptions we can take to support our imposter syndrome. And one of those prescriptions is self-compassion, being gentle with yourself, sort of cultivating a kind and gentle voice, and bringing that voice forward in times of challenge or self-doubt. So how can we cultivate self-compassion? The other prescription or strategy is to get really clear on your values. And how can your personal values support you, guide you in those moments? Just asking yourself, am I showing up in alignment with my values? If the answer is yes, that can settle down some of those shame gremlins. And if the answer is not actually feeling very aligned with my values, then that's the work to do. That's the exploration to do. So self-compassion, values, just a couple of strategies to think about. And know you're not alone. Most of all, know you're not alone. It's part of the human experience. And I will just also add that I notice my imposter syndrome or shame gremlins, they show up, they get more attention in my head in those moments when I am depleted and run down. So I've also come to sort of understand for myself that if I self-resource with rest, exercise, better nutrition, less wine, all of those kinds of things, then I am better resourced and able to access self-compassion, to operate in alignment with my values, to bring the best version of myself forward, which helps to quell the imposter syndrome. So a couple of tips: values, self-compassion, whether you want to call it self-care, I like to call it like self-resourcing. Those are hopefully helpful tips that can serve you if you're noticing the imposter syndrome narrative showing up for you these days. I've also developed a 3-hour workshop on cultivating confidence. I call it confidence because often people are seeking more confidence. So if that's something you're interested in for your team, let me know. I would love to bring this new 3-hour session to your team. It's a way of building sort of individual confidence, but also like a culture of connection and support and confidence. So anyway, a new thing that I really enjoy sharing. Know how grateful I am. This was really helpful for me to sort of process this theme in real time and share some tips with you. I hope they serve you. Please let me know what you like about these tips and how they serve you. I would really love to know. All right, take care of yourselves. Bye now.